Heat evolution is the greatest measure of driving talent the world will ever see. iRacing doesn't even compete. I agree. What is going on, everybody? We are back with race number 5 of 10 of the NASCAR Heat Evolution Chase for the Cup. Today, we are at 1.5 miles again at Kansas Speedway. We have yet to do anything good in the first, 4 races, an 18th, the 28th, the 12th, the 19th. But you know what? It has gotten Danica Patrick still an opportunity going in towards the round of 8. We come into this race 2 points below the cut line. We have Kansas and Talladega. Harvick advanced into the round of 8 with a win in a wild Charlotte. And now I think this is the one track that I actually have some confidence on that we can make something happen. So let's see what we can do and hopefully get our first top 10. Alright, here we go for race number 2 of the new round of the playoffs. And I don't know how many laps we have, probably like 40-ish. I'm going to assume 35, so we were pretty close here. Now, it's been an interesting season. We have yet to finish inside of the top 10. We haven't done it a single time, but I think today is the day where we not only finish in the top 10, I think we're the favorite to win this race here and put Danica Patrick locked into the round of 8. I don't want this series to end early. You know, this series ends when Danica ends, okay? And we're trying to get her all the way to the Final Four. Look at the momentum on the outside. We have not had anything like this all series long. Today might finally be the day where history is made, unless Regan Smith has something to say about it. Still gotta be careful. I don't care how good our car is. We had a good car in Charlotte and threw it all the way there. So we gotta be careful here. That is kind of the name of the game in NASCAR Heat Evolution, with how bad the AI are and how much room they do not give you. So P31 already though, and what is the fuel situation? 19 laps of fuel. So 1 stop. Okay, alright. I like the way this is looking here. Now we usually get a caution or 3 or 4, sometimes 7 in these episodes, so we'll wait and see how that happens and how it affects strategy. But we are flying in the first couple of laps. I did not mean to do that. Please don't crash. Please don't crash. Thank you. Alright, I did not mean to run into the back of that 46 car, but he was so slow on the entry. Oh, no. Okay, you know, we did a really good job working our way forward, and now we're trying to throw it all away here as quick as possible with 32 laps to go. Let's just focus in on running this outside here in 1 and 2. There we go, and just get through the corner and come out up a position. I can't tell who's leading. It looks like it's a dark car, maybe Denny Hamlin. One thing I love about Kansas in every NASCAR Heat game, Heat Evolution all the way through to Heat 5, is the outside is where you want to be. You can make the outside work here. There's not a whole lot of tracks where the outside works in the NASCAR Heat series, but this is probably like the pinnacle of making the outside work. And then as well, when you're thinking about like league racing, remember, like, you could actually, you know, hit walls, but you could do like slide jobs and everything using that inside as well. It was so awesome. Alongside Tony Stewart now, I mean, we're almost into the top 20, and as long as we don't make any big mistake. I'm thinking about last episode where when we tried to pit under green, that was kind of where everything went south for us. So we got to make sure we don't like wreck the car into the pit lane again. Oh my God, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., have you heard of what giving room is? No, you have not, because this is why you're now the 47 car on a weekly basis, son. I feel so vulnerable when I'm in a position like this right here with how twitchy this car is. I think I turned the sensitivity on the controller to the absolute minimum, and this is still how twitchy it is. So like, imagine if it was on like the default setting or something. It would be so rough, but I keep hitting the wall there. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, there it was. It was bound to happen at some point. Yep. There's always, oh my God. Gentlemen, there is a brake pedal. I don't know if you want to use it, but we have no choice but to pit. I have significantly lowered the wedge down to 49.5 for this restart. I think we have now crashed in every episode aside from maybe New Hampshire, if I'm not mistaken, if I can remember correctly here. We have 22 laps to go, so we still are a tiny bit short on field, but we're really close, and a lot of cars did not pit right there. So this is going to be an interesting one. There was probably like a good 20 to 30 cars just about that did not come into the pits. Now everybody that did pit, including myself, I think we, if it stays green, have an opportunity here to maybe, keywords are maybe, save enough fuel to get to the end of this race, but we do know the AI usually seem to find a way to at least bring out one caution themselves. If I don't bring out 7 of them, you know, racing with Jimmy Johnson here, we're okay. I'm just going to try and just glide around on the outside here. 3 wide is just a death wish in NASCAR Heat Evolution, so I'm like trying to not be 3 wide. Look at us absolutely flying, even still with loosening this car up into the outside wall on the exit of 4. We're 3 wide down through the tri-oval, trying to be careful, trying to give some room, hoping that they give me room as well, but they give me a decent amount of room. But with the handling model, it's like you need a whole car with to work with here, but we managed to pull it off. If I can get clear of the 13, that'd be perfect. We are absolutely flying here through this field right now. I really like our chances. I think I said that about 5 minutes ago as well when before I crashed. Look at all these blue cars right here. We got me, Danica here. We got the 44. We got the 43. We got the 7. And then you got the yellow cars spicing it up. I keep hitting things here in Kansas. As soon as I get through the center of 1 and 2, though, look at the difference it makes. We can just absolutely fly past everything in our path right there. Easy. Easy, not even a contest. This is about to put us into the top 20, and then looking at the lap count, we're about to see some pit stops as well from the AI. Oh my god, we got cars pitting. I saw some smoke. It's okay. I think Kyle Busch is leading, but he just came in. And here is Kyle Larson on my inside, Allmendinger as well. I'm going to assume we're going to see a whole lot of cars pit at the end of this lap. I'm going to try and, you know what? I'm going to play it safe. You know, I have gotten this far in the playoffs based off of luck and not smarts, because we haven't really had much intelligence so far. So I'm going to kind of let things play it out, because I know they're going to pit right here. Clint Boyer's going to hopefully come in, maybe not. No, he's going to, yeah, he's going to pit everybody except for one driver, and that is Greg Biffle, who will pit at the end of the next lap. Here comes Greg Biffle in to the lead, Danica Patrick out of turn 4, and we have 13 laps to go. Once we cross the line right here, we have 10 laps of fuel, so we have not done any favors on the fuel situation. We've burned an extra lap, it looks like. So that tells me in 13 laps, I'm not going to save 3 laps of fuel without absolutely throwing. However, we do have an advantage, because if it stays green, the AI that just pitted had to take a lot more fuel than I'm going to have to take. And obviously we're ahead of everybody that's on the same fuel strategy as us. So I see some opportunities here. We still might be able to win this race based off of strategy, but if a caution comes out, then I think there's a lot of cars that are going to be trapped a lap down, so that's also going to put us in a really good position here. Nonetheless, I mean, we're in an absolutely fantastic spot right here. I think it's like a win-win kind of scenario. I say that, but then we're going to come into the pits and then wreck ourselves. Now just 10 laps to go in Kansas, and we are opening up a gap over Kevin Harvick and Jimmy Johnson. I know they're on the same fuel strategy, so we'll see what they can do. If I can pull away from them, then I can pull away from anybody, and I think we are doing exactly that. 3.4, 3.5, and we go down into turn 3. That was a really bad turn 3, and even then, we break even. They do close a 10th right there, but let's see, do we gain it back on the exit of 4? Nothing there, but I still think, I mean, even then, with a bad corner, they gained 1/10 of a second, so we are doing really good, and actually, we gained it back now. This has probably been, as I get in the outside wall, this has probably been the smoothest recorded video on this series so far. Like, usually it's just full-blown chaos, something's gone wrong. I mean, we've had some chaos, but it was all done, by myself, as I guess it has been every time, and I keep hitting the wall all of a sudden, so hold on, we better not get too ahead of ourselves here. 3.1 seconds a gap. Okay, we are going to come into the pit lane in a few laps. We're going to stretch it as late as possible, and then we're going to quite simply take no tires and the smallest amount of fuel, and that should get us to the end. I'm looking at the right front. That's what I'm wondering about. 35%. That shouldn't, yeah, no, that won't even be close to being a problem, actually. We're going to be, honestly, just fine here as we approach the final 6 laps, and we're probably going to pit with what? Yeah, we're going to pit with like 3 laps to go. Ay, I'm in the wall again. I keep hitting it now. I am very concerned, however, about the pit entry here, because we've only had 1 green flag pit entry this season, and that was last episode in Charlotte. And if you guys remember that, I crashed the car. I mean, I did more than crash the car. I killed the car. They are really closing in on me all of a sudden, because I can't get this thing to turn, and we have 2 laps of fuel. So I'm going to pit this lap right here. Oh, they all just pitted. They all just pitted behind me. I'm just noticing this now. They're all in. Okay, so we're going to come in and take the smallest amount of fuel possible, but it's all about this run down into the pit lane to make sure I don't kill the car. How much of a gap do I have to work with? Okay, so we can take our time here. We had like a 2-second gap. Let's just be careful. Let's just be as careful as possible. Don't even leave 4th gear. That was the pinnacle of slowing a car down. Here we go, here we go. 3 seconds is all it is. No tires, just feel. I just saw Kyle Busch pass this. I hope that's not for a position, because I don't want to go to Talladega, you know, in a position of any chance of being eliminated, because I don't like my chances there. Oh, yeah. Look at this. It's going to be easy. Where's Harvick? The time is coming down really quick. I don't know how much fuel they ended up taking, but I'm looking in my mirror, the awfully pixelated mirror, and I don't see anything. There it goes. It's going to be about, my guess, about a 6-second gap here that we have over the 4 car as we approach, what, 3 laps to go. We're in position to get Danica Patrick her first win in the NASCAR Cup Series. We have bamboozled the field as long as it stays green. If a caution comes out, I don't like my chances at all, but we only have 3 laps. We just need to make it back to the final lap and we'll be just fine. I think we're in really good shape. I'm going to play it safe though. I'm going to run the inside. There's more cars in the pit lane right now. We have 2 laps to go. Jimmy Johnson, by the way, is closing in. I'm just going to stay down here. My right front tire is being absolutely grilled right now. 18%, but that's plenty enough to get us to the finish. And we're in the outside wall, but oh my god, they're really closing. Hold on a second. Okay, let's stay up here, actually. I feel like we have more speed up here because all of a sudden that 48 is flying. We're about to give up 2 seconds in 1 lap. And while they do that again, they're going to be all over me here on this final lap. I keep hitting the wall here all of a sudden. White flag is going to be in the air, but hold on a second. It might not be over quite yet. White flag is in the air here in Kansas. We make it back down into turn 1. Just hoping that 48 cannot get here. I see him getting larger and larger in the rear view mirror. As long as it's not down to a second. Oh, it's down to a second. He is actually going to get here. Okay, hold on a second. This changes everything. I'm going to run the inside and throw the biggest block that I can possibly throw because he is right there. Jimmy Johnson is quite literally on my bumper. I'm just going to... Oh, thank the Lord. Thank the Lord. The caution has come out and just won me the race. Thank you so much, race official, for doing your thing. You might have just saved my whole season. Danica Patrick is a NASCAR Cup Series winner here in Kansas. So there we see the finishing order as it will scroll through the top 40. We know that we are locked in, but some playoff drivers with really, really rough finishes. Look at Denny Hamlin all the way down there in P39. So let's take a look at the grid. So even, you know, if we finish, say, second, we take a point off, we'd still be in decent shape. However, Jimmy Johnson, the last guy in over Kyle Busch, Edwards, Hamlin, and Newman. So just like that, all of Joe Gibbs Racing right now that are in the playoffs are on the outside looking in, going into Talladega. You know, I told you guys I was feeling pretty good about this episode, and clearly we have made it count here and now as we have just 1 race left in the round of 12 that we don't even have to worry about. It's going to be Talladega, and I didn't want to go into Talladega without being logged in. Then we look at the round of 8. That's what we're focused on now. Martinsville, Texas, Phoenix. That's going to be some wild stuff right there going into, of course, Homestead, Miami. But as always, if you guys enjoyed, you know what to do. That's going to wrap it up for me, and I will see you all in the next one from Talladega. Have a great day, everybody.